Okay guys, well, here it is, August, I don't know, 17th, 18th. The drought in Texas continues, and guys, let me tell you, it's absolutely serious. We've had zero rain for the month of October, zero. And for September, I think we only had 1/4 of an inch one day. And then you go back to August, I don't think we had rain in August. You have to go back to July. It's really bad. So I'm gonna drive around today. I'm gonna show you the different ponds that we have in the state that they're in. But I mean, this thing would normally be up close to the top, and it's just really depressing. We downsized this weekend. We sold another 5 head of mama cows. You know, that was over the 15 or so head we sold a couple of years back. So we're just getting smaller and smaller every year. The climate is shifted temporarily. I don't believe long term, but I do think the climate goes through cycles, and I think we're in a drought cycle. And right now the land won't support the cattle. All right, here is the second pool on our place. You can just see how bad it looks. I mean, the water is just absolutely drying up. Problem is, when you put cows in here like this, you know, the cows get in the water. They, let's just say they go number 1 and number 2 in the water. It starts to get really concentrated. The water's almost toxic. I mean, it's been so hot, a lot of the fish have died out of these pools. I don't think there's any fish left in there. A couple of turtles in there, but that's about it. But I mean, it's just serious and really depressing and frustrating, to say the least. But all right, keep praying for rain. Okay, well, I've never seen this pond this low. I mean, I want you to look at this. It's just absolutely dried up. Look at those major cracks across there and how bad it is. Guys, I don't know. Man, this agriculture is hard enough, but when you're a weekend warrior and you're having to deal with these type of conditions, it's tough. I mean, we can't even put cattle in this pasture to eat what little grass there is because there's no water for them. So we're gonna have to start trucking water in, which, man, that becomes a major pain and hassle and ongoing expense and time drain. I don't know. Might be time to have a going out of business sale. Well, all right, here's the fourth pool on our place. And you can see on that back dam how tall it is. I mean, it's a good, I don't know, 5 feet below where it should be. Once again, when the water gets this small, the water gets really nasty too, man. It's just not a good situation. So all this brown sand that you see around here is normally covered with water. I tell you guys, it is bad, bad, bad. Okay, so this is the 40-acre property that we have. This little pool is actually held up better than some of the others. You can still see a lot of areas around here where the water used to be up to, and it's not anymore. But this one's got a real, you notice the red clay. This one has a very strong clay base to it. And for whatever reason, this one's really held its water really well, all things considered. So this pond is probably in the best condition out of all of them regarding the drought. And I think it's because of the red clay. Okay, so this is the biggest pond on our property. This is what we call the spot, which is it's a little bit over a 1-acre pond. But I want you to look from the water level all the way back to where it should be. You can see when we set the fish feeder up, it was actually in the water at the base. You can see how far it's actually fell. So this thing is very, very low. You can see all the way around. Anytime you're seeing that dirt, this thing is normally at the top of that dam or within a foot of it. So once again, the Texas drought continues. This pond seems to hold its water pretty well though. There's a lot of red clay across that dam, which tells me when they dug this pond, they were taking out a lot of red clay. And my experience so far has been anywhere you see red clay, it seems like it holds water a little bit better than some of these other ponds. This North Texas soil is really sandy, and I think that's part of the problem. So over here where we're digging out this other pool, we're getting past all of the sandy loam, and we're starting to get into some clay. And I think that's gonna help that pond hold water, but we'll see. Okay, I apologize for the, the wind here, but I thought this was a great vantage point just to show you how much we've been digging out, what we've been doing as far as building up the wall of that dam on that one side. You can see over here, that little bitty spot is about completely dried up. But man, this guy right here has been impacted pretty hard. You can just see, I mean, we have pulled down a ton of dirt. Hopefully we have more than tripled the size of this pond. We've been working on it for 2 years. We just keep chiseling away. Every time we get lemons, we try to make lemonade. And every week the water gets a little bit lower and a little bit lower. So we come and we make a few more passes and we drag out more dirt. And we're trying to make a nice little dam all the way across there. So if and when it rains again, hopefully this thing's gonna hold a lot more water than what it had. We worked the cows this morning. You can see it's kind of warm and hot and dusty, and they're just trying to find a place in the shade to remain cool. But look how nasty that water looks. Once again, it just gets consolidated. The cows go in there, they use the restroom in it. It's not healthy water. So we're actually bringing well water in and putting in a tank over there so they can drink that. And then of course they got the big pond behind me, which has got pretty good water in it. So, all right guys, more to follow. So in this area right here, I thought I'd give you a good point of reference of how much we've actually dug out. So all of this right here used to be, well, you can see up at the top of the four-wheeler with the handlebars. Look at where the top of the dam is. So we have dug this thing down a good 4 feet or so in this area. Slowly making progress. If it ever rains, hopefully it'll turn into a nice little stock pond. All right guys, that concludes this video for this week. Just wanted to show you the Texas drought, what we're doing, how we're trying to make things better. Pray for rain, please. We need it desperately. Desperately. And as always, glory be to God. Count your blessings and leave us a comment, thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Thanks guys.